What's going on, guys? WhiteFox1225 here, and today we're going to be talking about Borderlands, the pre-sequel. I just got my hands on the game, got to play a few hours, so I'm going to give you guys my first impressions, what I liked, what I didn't like, and kind of what I thought was iffy. So let's just start with what I liked. So first off, no gravity is a new feature in the game, which I actually really do like. It kind of fits in with the gameplay style. I want to say being able to like jump super high and reload, it kind of just works with the game. I always jumped around a lot, especially when I was reloading, so for me it really fits, and it just adds a really new dynamic to the game that I really like. The first boss fight, which is really awesome, is like kind of based off no gravity. There's like these jump pads around, and everyone's like flying everywhere, shooting at each other. It just works out really good, and I think it works for the kind of chaotic gunfight that is kind of Borderlands is kind of based off of. So we get to see a new version of Jack, or not a new version of Jack, but Jack before Borderlands 2, and I kind of like seeing his character now because he's actually a lot different. I'm excited to see his backstory and kind of how he shaped into who he was in Borderlands 2, and I think that's pretty cool that they did that. I actually really like the premise of the game. I kind of like seeing it through Hyperion's eyes. I kind of like actually getting to play as like a bad guy. I think that's pretty cool. Borderlands, you kind of always kind of bordered being a bad guy or not, and I kind of like how they kind of went all in and making you actually play as Hyperion, which is pretty cool. Another thing I liked is when I logged in, I got new heads and skins for playing Borderlands 1 and 2, which is kind of nice, just for rewarding fans for loyalty. I do like Elpis, which is the new place where the game is set. It's at the moon for Pandora. It's nice. They got some moon scenery. I'm afraid the moon is going to get old, where, you know, Pandora was really varied. They had, like, you know, forests and deserts. The moon is kind of the moon, and there's not much you can do with it. So I'm worried it's going to get old really quick, but we'll have to see. The guns feel really solid. Obviously, it's Borderlands. The gunplay is really fun. The skills, I liked Claptrap's skills. Some of them were weird, where it turns like a rubber ducky, but some of them were cool, like the Gunzerker. I liked that. So the skills for the Claptrap are fun. I didn't really get to try out any of the other characters, but Claptrap feels pretty cool right now. I like how the characters actually talk in this game. You know, you'll actually talk in game while you're playing, which is pretty cool. Not just when you're killing people, but also like Jack will talk to you and you'll respond. So it gives more kind of personalities, whereas like Zero and Borderlands 2 didn't talk at all. So I kind of like that. I like the Oz kits. I think they add a new level of customization to your character, which is pretty cool. I'm excited to get my hands on the butt slam, which I haven't been able to do yet. But again, I'm loving the no gravity in this game. The humor so far has kind of been hit or miss. I thought the beginning was really funny when I picked Claptrap. It said like, "Are you sure?" like 20 times, which was really funny. But other than that, I think the humor's kind of been lacking a little bit compared to like something like Torque or one of those DLCs. I wasn't thinking the humor, and I usually love the humor in Borderlands games, so we'll have to wait and see. Maybe it's just starting off a little weak, but like the first character you meet, I don't even remember her name. I think she was really supposed to be funny, but she was nowhere on the level of like Tiny Tina or anything like that. So we'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully the writing gets better. Now I'm going to go into what I didn't like about the game. The first big complaint I have is that the game is set up kind of interview style, like Black Ops 2, or sorry, just Black Ops, or Battlefield 3, where they're interviewing someone and they're kind of looking back on what happened. The problem is they're interviewing the Gladiator, which is just one character of the four. So if you're playing as, like me, the Claptrap, it doesn't really make sense because the Gladiator's talking over like she's there, but she's not. It would make sense if you were playing co-op or you're playing as the Gladiator, but it just doesn't work out if you're playing as one of the other characters solo, which is kind of an issue for me, just because I would like to get immersed in the games. I mean, it's not a big deal, but just a little complaint I had. Other than that, like I said, the humor's kind of iffy. The enemies feel really familiar. No, there's like a moon version of the Skag. There's bandits. The bandits are pretty familiar. I just kind of want to see, you know, new enemies. And like I said, the first boss has some cool mechanics, so there's definitely the possibility for some cool fights. I just wish they had more new enemies to go with the new scenery. The only other thing I have to really say is that it's really more of the same. You know, the UI is completely the same. Even the starting menu is exactly the same. Pretty much everything is exactly the same as Borderlands 2, with the exception of some new guns, which I didn't really get to try any of the new elementals, but those are new. And they got like the no gravity. But really, it's kind of a big DLC for Borderlands 2 is more of what I'd say. And it's good if you like Borderlands 2 because it's just more of the game you love. But it's not revolutionizing the series like Borderlands 2 did, and it's not doing anything really new. So if you didn't like Borderlands 2, you're not going to like this game, you know. But if you're a big Borderlands fan, I definitely say it's worth picking up. Other than that, my only complaint is that it was $60, and the game's gonna be a lot smaller than Borderlands 2 was. I wish it was like $40 or something like that. I mean, it's not a huge deal, but like I said, just a little complaint I had. I just kind of wish, if they're not gonna put as much effort into the game making it wise, I just wish it wasn't as expensive. But no big deal. I'd happily pay the $60 for a Borderlands game. But yeah, it's really more of the same, so if you like Borderlands, you'll definitely like it, and if you didn't like Borderlands, I wouldn't go spending your money on it. But other than that, it's a pretty good game. I'm pretty enjoying it so far. I get to play like 2 hours, but when I do finish, I will post a full review. I'm hoping to finish by next week or sometime around there, like a week or two from now, and I will post a full review. Thank you guys for watching this, and if you guys want me to cover anything on the game or anything, just leave in the comments below, and I'll make sure to get to it. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.